Okay, so we're going to talk about first how to expand this without using Pascal's triangle to hopefully encourage you, if these problems come up at some point in your math career, to use Pascal's triangle. All right? None of this is going to be on the test. It's not going to be on the final. It's not going to be on the SAT, most likely. So not really need to worry about it, but I just want to show you a cool way to do this. So most students would rewrite example 2 as x plus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 5. Okay? So let's pick 2 of them to multiply. I'm going to pick these 2 at the end. So that's going to be x squared. All right, x times x is x squared. All right, do you guys see x times 5? Okay, what's that? 5x. What's 5 times x? So when you add that together, you get 10x. If you did number 4 on at your boards, that should be familiar, right? The negative 6x and the negative 6x happen twice. And then 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, now you're going to have to do that first one times this. So what's x times x squared? X cubed. What's x times 10x? Plus 10x squared. What's x times 25? 5 times x squared. 5 times 10x. And 5 times 25. Times. Somebody said it, 125. Okay, and if you add those together, you'll get x cubed plus 15x squared plus 75x plus 125. So that's it. And you might be thinking, hey, that's not too bad, right? That wasn't that bad. We went pretty quickly. Took us probably less than 2 minutes to do that. Not too bad. All right, now I'm going to show you how to do this using Pascal's triangle. So you do see directly underneath this slide how it's blank. All right, but I want you to make sure you draw a line right down the middle so that way I can use the other side as well. Okay, so we just did work in this slide, and we're going to do work directly underneath it to do this using Pascal's triangle. All right, so if I'm going to use Pascal's triangle, what is the exponent here? It's 3, so x plus 5 cubed. So when I go to the triangle, and this is something that they talked about in the video, the way they do the rows is the first row is actually row 0. And this is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. Okay? So I'm going to go to where it says 3 and write down 1, 3, 3, 1. Those are going to be my coefficients. Watch how I write them. Okay? 1, 3, 3, 1. Leave space between them. Just stay with me. I know. Stay with me. You'll see. Okay? What's the first term in this binomial? The x. So put that in parentheses. What's the second term? Positive 5. So I'm going to put that in parentheses. Okay? What is all of this raised to? What's that power? So I'm going to put x cubed 5 to the 0 power. You guys see why I did that? What is 3 plus 0? It's 3. All right, so this is going to give me my first term. Plus, rewrite that x in parentheses and the 5 in parentheses after the 3. But now the x is going to be raised to the second power. And what does the 5 get raised to? The first power. Keep going. Plus 3 times x to the first power, 5 to the second power, plus 1 times x to the 0 power times 5 to the third power. I'm going to pause here and let your brain do some digesting. You guys see the pattern? How the x, the first term, was decreasing each time in its exponent, and the other term was increasing by 1 each time in the exponents. All right, now watch this. This is the fun part, okay? Ready? Anything to the 0 power is 1. So if you see anything to the 0 power, I don't care about it. All right, so it's 1 times 1. What's x cubed? What's x cubed? Right? X cubed, right? You found the first term, right? What is 5 to the first power? 5. What's 5 times 3? 15. And then what's x to the second power? So that's going to be plus 15x squared. All right, what's 5 squared? 25. What's 25 times 3? So that's going to be plus 75x. And finally, all of this is 1. What's 5 cubed? What's 5 times 5 times 5? Oh, man. Look at that. It's the same thing. Yes, again. So in like this order, with the 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, it's always going to be that order. So if this number had been like a 6, then it'd be 6 and 0, then 5 and 1, then 4 and 2. You always have to add up to the original exponent. We're going to do another. We're going to do another one.
So that's an option.
Yes. So what I'm saying is you could pick whichever way you wanted to do it, Alonzo. Now here's the thing, Alonzo. Right? When it's cubed, that didn't take that long to do it that way. Right? You might be thinking, man, that seemed a lot harder. I'm going to stick with that one. But let's do number 4 from the at your boards, where it says to the 5th power. Because Alonzo, if you're going to do it the old way, you'd have to do b minus 2 times b minus 2 times b minus 2 times b minus 2 times b minus 2. I don't think you want to do that. All right? So what I want you to do is, hopefully you split it in half. We're going to do b minus 2 to the 5th power underneath the next slide. Write small. Okay? So I'm going to go up to the triangle, and I'm looking for row 5. All right? Because it's to the 5th power. So row 5, what are the numbers I'm going to write? All right, here we go. Write small. 1, 5, 10, 10. All right. What's the first term here? B. So I'm going to put that in parentheses and do b to the 5th power. What's the second term? Negative 2. Make sure that sign comes with it. So negative 2 is going to be raised to the 0 power. Right? Because remember, it's 5 plus 0 is 5. And that's one term. Plus. Let's keep going. I have 5 times b. This time, this b is going to be raised to what power? The 4th power. Good job, Nada. And what's the negative 2 going to be raised to? The 1st power. Plus 10 times b to the 3rd power times negative 2 to the 2nd power. I'm going to go a little faster. Plus 10 times b to the 2nd power times negative 2 to the 3rd power. Plus 5 times b to the 1st power times negative 2 to the 4th power. Plus 1 times b to the 0 power times negative 2 to the 5th power. Man, that was good. All right. I would say for me, when I started to do these in high school, the hardest part was the setup. That's how to set it up. All right. So let's see if we can get the answer. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1. So this 1 and that 0 power is going to be 1 as well. So it's just going to be b to the 5th power to start. B to the 5th power. Okay? Now look at the next one. You have negative 2 to the 1st power. What's negative 2 to the 1st power? It's actually negative 2. Negative 2 to the 1st power is still negative 2. Right? Anything to the 1st power is itself. So what's negative 2 times 5? Negative 10. So I'm actually going to write minus 10 and then b to the 4th power. Okay? Now I'm going to keep going. What's negative 2 squared? That's positive 4. And what's 4 times 10? That's going to be plus 40 b cubed. What's negative 2 cubed? Negative 8. Negative 8. What's negative 8 times 10? Negative 80b squared. Okay, what's negative 2 to the 4th power? Positive 16. What's 16 times 5? 16 times 5 is also 80. You're good. And last but not least, remember those are all 1. So it's negative 2 to the 5th power. And you did it. Whew! Man, that was good. That was fun.